Hey YouTube, I'm Ryan, and this is Evan from Tacoma Games, and we're going to talk about the Aggressor after all. Because you pointed out that they did do an article and they did spoil a fair amount.
Most of it.
I don't remember seeing anything when I read it. I read it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this is all fairly recent as far as I know.
Yeah, well, anyway, the TIE Aggressor. It's got 2 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, 1 shield, focus, barrel roll, and target lock. I wrote evade, but we decided no, it doesn't.
No, it does not evade,
and that's bad.
It's bad for the ship.
It did. Be great if it had an evade.
Yes.
Comes with a turret and 2 missile slots, which is interesting. Yeah. All we know about the dial is that it has green 2 banks.
Yeah.
That's exciting, right?
At least to the right. It could be like a jump master.
It's probably not.
Probably not.
But it could be. And Fantasy Flight mentions the dial is open and good. But who knows what they mean by that? I don't have any idea.
T65 is good at open dial, doesn't it?
No, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So let's get to the upgrade cards first. Twin laser turret. It's range 2 to 3 attack. I'm going to start with the ones we already know first.
Mm-hmm.
Range 2 to 3 attack, 3 dice. Perform the attack twice, even against ships outside your firing arc. Each time this attack hits the defender, suffers 1 damage, then cancel all results. I don't like this card. It bums me out. Mostly because I think that like 3 and 4 TLT Wists are like the least interesting thing to fly against and to fly. I don't fly personally. Okay, the bright side is if you want a TLT, you don't have to get a K-Wing anymore.
Nope.
Which are only available on eBay for like $60.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have them.
Loads. TLTs.
Apparently they're all over Australia.
Ah, see?
Yeah. Nobody wants to buy them there. Oh well. Lightweight frame when defending after rolling defense dice. If there are more attack dice than defense dice, you may roll 1 additional defense dice. You may not equip this card if your agility value is 3 or higher. What this mostly does is make everybody who bought a bunch of TIE Strikers feel kind of, it's a bummer.
Yeah, because you can now buy this ship and get your TLTs with it.
Yeah, so honestly, this ship's got a pretty decent value for the cards that come into it.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to the rest of them in a bit. But I mean, lightweight frame is probably going to be an Imperial staple.
Mm-hmm.
TLT is already a game staple. And it's, in fact, currently, Imperial is the only place where it's not a staple.
Yeah.
But, well, now we're stuck with it here, too. And then the sync turret, unguided rockets, they all seem pretty good, too.
Yeah, not bad cards.
Sync turret, I forgot to write the stupid thing down.
So it's 3-die attack.
Yep.
Out of the primary arc,
you can re-roll
your
a number of dice equal to your primary attack rating.
Yes.
I don't have the exact words of the card, but that's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's a turret with like built-in re-rolls. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I also don't have how many points it is.
4,
which also isn't bad. Turrets don't really have, like, Auto Blaster's good, TLT's good. The rest of them are all kind of terrible. All the mid-points options aren't good. So this is good because it's a decent mid-range option for turrets.
Probably going to come in straight to the top of the mid-price turrets.
Well, blaster turrets, god-awful. Dorsal turrets, terrible.
It's 1 point below an ion turret, which is situational at best.
At best. And that situation is pretty much HOTAC.
Yeah.
Heroes of the Turret Cluster. It's a role play. We don't have time to get into Heroes of the Turret Cluster.
No.
Let's get to... So, Unguided Rockets is the next card. 2 points. 2 missile slots. Range 1 to 3. 3 attack dice. And it's attack focus. Attack 1 ship. Your dice may only be modified by spending a focus token for its standard effect. No discard. No nothing. So you get to keep your rockets. You get to fire them every single round.
Every time you want.
That's interesting. So, no dice modification.
No.
It's interesting. So, guidance chips, pitch them out. You don't need them.
Don't want them.
Predator, no good. Howl Runner, no good. But, your opponent can't, like, R7 Astromech you. Or no, R7's to reroll evade dice.
Yeah.
They can't M9G8 you. They can't, Sensor Jammer.
Yeah.
Can't do any of that stuff at all.
Just Zuckuss.
Zuckuss is attacking to evade dice.
Yes.
A lot of that, like Juke is also attacking to evade dice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so can't be modified either way. That's kind of interesting. I mean, for 2 points, you're more or less just, you know, you now have a 3 dice primary on your bombers and on your aggressors and punishers, which are the only 3 ships that could take this. The only 3 ships
Yeah.
we can think of off the top of our heads.
I can't remember. Does Punisher have a 3-die primary normally?
No.
No. Okay.
No. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Bomber doesn't. This doesn't. So, 2-point, 3 dice primary, you could do worse.
Mm-hmm.
Last upgrade card in the pack, Intensity. After performing a barrel roll or boost action, you may gain a focus or evade token. If you do, flip the card. And then the other side, it lets you flip the card back over by spending a focus or evade token at the end of combat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how much good this is going to do on this ship. I don't know how much good this card's going to do, period. I forgot to run to the point card. It's 2 points.
2.
It's okay. Honestly, I think it's best on Poe Dameron, obviously, because he's somebody who wants to have a focus token and then probably not spend it, so it's not bad for him. Snap could probably get a decent amount of use out of this.
There's a number of mid-range Imperial small ship pilots that might be able to get a use of this.
Might be able to do okay.
But...
yeah.
I mean...
Put it on Zeta Ace.
Yeah.
The guy with the
2-barrel roll.
2-barrel roll.
Or, I don't know, either the less played pilots maybe could get a use out of it, but...
Presumably you want somebody who's going to be boosting or barrel rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally they have something attached to that. Like Snap gets them for free.
Yeah.
And then may or may not spend the token.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's all right. Really, number one with a bullet who comes to mind with this is definitely Poe Dameron.
Yes.
But then it's like, is it really better than VIing him up or giving him PTL and like pattern analyzer? Who knows? It is just a token, though. So, it's not an action.
No, it's...
So what you could do is give him primed thrusters on Poe.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you just need to boost, you could just go ahead and be stressed and boost anyway and still get your focus token. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it would let you push the limit and on some things, A-Wings, maybe?
Yeah.
And still gain for, like, Jake.
I would say Jake could do some really silly stuff with that.
Yeah.
You focus, you barrel roll, you get another focus, you boost.
Yeah.
Granted, you'd have to... Oh, well, no, Jake. Never mind. So you'd have to put Vectored on it, but Jake gets to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So, it'll probably see some use, but I'm not overly excited about it, I guess.
No.
On to pilots. Bottom of the barrel, Senior Specialist, 17 points, PS2. Not bad. And this is going to be the bedrock of your 4 TLT list, because a Senior Specialist with a TLT and a lightweight frame, 5 hit points, 3 evade dice. And that's what's interesting here. Is this is the only TLT list with evade dice, because K-Wings ain't got any. Y-Wings for both Scum and Rebels, they don't have any evade. They're just big sacks of hit points. So that's at least an interesting spin. Like, it's a fun new spin. Now, granted, evade dice are fickle. Anybody who's played the game for any period of time knows that evade dice are super fickle. But I don't know.
It's definitely, like I said, it's an interesting thing. We'll have to see what their dial is.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be more maneuverable than a Y-Wing.
Well, I mean, that's not hard.
It's not hard.
The K-Wing's actually decently maneuverable. K-Wing's got a really good dial, actually. I feel like there's no red on it at all.
No.
So, it will definitely have a better dial than a Y-Wing. That's not hard.
It's almost 100% sure going to have a K-Wing or a K-turn.
Yeah.
Probably 2.
We'll see if it has any, because like Segners, I think, are probably on the table.
Yeah, true.
We'll see. The problem is, even if it's got a really good dial, it's still going to be hard-pressed to outmaneuver the K-Wing simply because of the slam.
Yes.
The slam is really good. And, that's most of the skill involved in flying the 3K TLT list is knowing when to slam. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, we have Onyx Squadron, 19 points, PS5, no APT.
Nothing.
So, probably not going to use it, to be perfectly honest. I mean, if it's just your, turret ship, 3 extra pilot skills not going to make or break anything.
No.
It's probably not worth the 2 points. First named pilot we've got is Double Edge for 19 points, same as the PS5 generic. PS4 with an elite pilot talent, and once per round, after you perform a secondary weapon attack that does not hit, you may attack with a different weapon. That probably also includes the primary.
Yes.
Although,
as far as I understand, yes.
Yeah. So, what do we put? Synced turret on him for 4, and unguided rockets for 2.
Yeah.
And that's 25 points?
3 and 4, 7, 26.
3 and 4? No, he's 19.
Oh, no, he's 2. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, 2 and, 25 points.
25 points, not
so you
bad.
could fit him in with your 3 other TLT aggressors pretty good.
Yeah. Again, he fills that nice spot that you run into a lot with, with your 40-point aces or something like that.
Yeah.
He fits right in there. He can do a bit of damage. And
yeah.
It's really sad that he's not like PS9 to strip all of their tokens.
Actually, what's really sad is he can't take. Well, even if he could take Hotshot Copilot, he's not really high enough PS to take advantage of it. But he can't take anything like Tactician, or he doesn't really like if he could be your like Braylon Strom or your Stress Hog. If Imperials could have access to double stress, that would be huge for the meta right now. He didn't have access to that. I think he'll see use. I think he'll be a lot of fun to fly. Probably.
Yeah.
But I really wouldn't expect him to be super competitive.
No. The most competitive, I know we haven't talked about the last one, but I think the most competitive one is the base pilot.
The bare naked one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 25 points for lightweight for him in a TLT, you can fit that into a lot of lists really effectively, actually. Yeah. So let's get the last pilot out of the way. Lieutenant Kestel. It might be Kestrel. I might have spelled that wrong. Lieutenant
Kestel.
Something. It is Kestel.
It's Kestel.
I was right. Just didn't look right. 22 points, pilot skill 7, elite pilot talent. When attacking, you may spend 1 focus token to cancel all your opponent's blank and eyeball results. That's actually really interesting.
Yes.
So, if you get rid of the blanks, they can't auto thrusters. Yeah, Ray can't get her rerolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's really interesting. I mean, the TLT side of things, the turret side of things, I don't think he's there.
He should. I don't know when the timing of Finn is. So I mean, like how it goes. We just talked. Like I attack.
Yeah.
You modify my dice, and then I modify my dice, and then you defend, and then I modify your defense dice, and then you modify your defense dice. Where does Finn fit it? Does he completely take Finn off the table? I think Finn happens at the start of them modifying, so I don't think he does anything about Finn.
Yeah, probably not. Although, it does severely limit, I mean, you could, right off the bat, completely negate someone's roll.
Yeah. Like, and you completely take, like, Ray's whole pilot ability is centered around rerolling blanks, and you could just, no, you don't get to.
Yeah.
Tough. Granted, you have to have a focus token, and have not spent that focus token. So, it's not like a free lunch.
Yeah.
Well, then again, if you put a sync turret on it, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have dice mods from that anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah, you could take a focus every round, get your rerolls from sync turret, and then, like, no, you don't get to, no, put your dice away.
If you put anything on him other than maybe the sync turret, the problem with the TLT is it's only going to work for 1 shot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really hurt them because they can just use it on the next shot.
Yeah.
But the sync turret, maybe an auto blaster turret if you are consistently rolling crits with your auto blasters, like most of the game.
Now the bummer here is there's a lot more, but just in the game in general.
Yeah.
There's a lot more offensive dice modification than there is defensive dice modification. So, I mean, flat out, like if I roll a couple of blanks on my evade dice, I don't care.
Yeah, most of the time,
it doesn't matter. Well, then again, out of arc shuts down auto thrusters, and if it gets rid of eyeballs, that could really change the course of the game.
Yeah.
So I think both of these name pilots are interesting.
Yes.
I don't know how competitive they are or how useful they're going to be. But I mean, they at least all sound fun to fly.
Yeah, these are going to be interesting ships to load up. Outside of the TLT, there's going to be a lot of options, and I think they'll be fun to experiment with and fit into the list. They're basically mini bombers.
Yeah. No extra munitions access, which is a bummer.
Yeah, which is sad.
But I mean, those unguided rockets are all right for 2 points.
Yeah, it's probably going to be their bread and butter.
Yeah.
And that depends a lot on their dial. The 5 hit points and 3 evades versus a bomber's.
Yeah.
6 hit points and 3 evades because you can put a lightweight frame on them too.
What do you do with 2 missile slots?
You use this card.
Really? I mean, you're not going to put 2 homing missiles on that. That's too expensive.
No, and if you wanted to do that, you would fly a bomber.
Yeah, extra munitions.
Yeah.
You fly anything with a torpedo slot, extra munitions. Yeah. Well, so what do you think? You're the closest thing we've got to like a since we haven't seen Kim in a month since he's been moving. You're the closest thing we've got to like a resident Imperial flyer. What's your overall take on all this?
I think it's interesting. It I suppose balances out. If you like Imperials, you can now fly the 4X TLT list.
Yeah, you can now get on the TLT BS.
I thought it was more interesting earlier on when the Imperials were like a separate faction. They didn't have turreted ships, and it was a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of something that's been happening over the last few waves. Is that, like, the things that make the factions unique is kind of getting muddied down. Yeah. Which, I mean, over a long enough timeline, it's really hard to keep putting out new stuff and have all these factions remain unique. Especially if you're trying to make them all relatively balanced too. I mean, it's a nightmare. So it's kind of inevitable that the waters get a little muddied, but yeah. One of the last things that made Imperials interesting was the lack of turrets. Yeah. Which was mainly due to ruthlessness. Because, well, they just changed how the attack flow chart works, and now ruthlessness and TLTs aren't a problem, but it used to be a problem.
And suddenly, we have TLTs on the Imperial side.
Suddenly we have TLTs on the Imperial side.
So, I mean, I'll pick one up for sure. I have almost every other TIE. Yeah. I'm interested in flying it. I'm really interested in the missile card. I think it'll fit well on bombers.
How interested are you in doing like actual 4 TLTs?
Not particularly interested. I would fly Y-Wings.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
So I am actually curious how the mirror match stacks up.
Yeah, with the Ys and the aggressors?
Because I take it back. I think the mirror match favors the aggressors pretty heavily. Because the Ys are almost always going to take 2 damage from every attack every round.
True.
Whereas the aggressors at least have a chance. Because, I mean, the way TLTs work, one of those attacks is just going to be naked dice. That's just how it rolls. So naked attack versus lightweight frames. Yeah, I think the aggressors probably win that matchup. So the real question is, how well does it do against the list the TLT lists normally beat? Yeah. In which case, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up between having 8 hull on a Y-wing versus 5 and 3 evade dice.
Yeah, the issue is you can't put auto thrusters on them. I mean, if you could have auto thrusters on these, they would.
Oh, they would smoke that matchup. Yeah, it's not even close.
So without that, I don't know. They're not going to do as well against other munitions, just because it'll eat through those 3 evades, just like it'll eat through 1 evade.
Well, I mean, really, the TLT-Ys don't do very well against munitions either, so they're both pretty much dead in the water to that.
Yeah, the Ys can at least eat most torpedoes at least once, and this one's going to be pushing it to eat some 4 or 5 die attacks.
Yeah. Like I said, I do think that the mirror match favors the aggressor, again, with lightweight frame and TLT, because it's 4 each, right? I think it favors the aggressor slightly. A little bit.
It does help over Rebel Ys, which I believe are PS1.
Oh, because they're PS2.
They're PS2.
Yeah.
But over Scumwise, which is what you usually fly. Well, I guess not with the stress.
Yeah, they're both good lists.
Yeah.
Because the Rebel ones get 1s and 2s green,
Mm-hmm.
and the Imperials or the Scum get the 3s green.
Yeah.
So it's practically the same list. The Scum ones just fly in slightly bigger circles.
Yeah.
Because they just sort of don't
Mm-hmm.
care. Yeah. Ks have 8 hit points or 9? 9. Okay. I think the 4 aggressors, I'd give them favorable matchups against the 3 Ks too. Granted, one of those Ks is normally Miranda,
Yes.
who's a bit tougher to take down.
Yes.
But I do think...
Yeah, all 6 of them onto Miranda. I mean, she's going to get a shield back, and then you're going to throw all 6 of them onto her again.
8.
Or 8 of them.
Yeah.
Onto her
Because
again.
they're throwing 6 at you.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if you have a bad round of dice, they can wipe one of you off the board in a single round of shooting.
It goes both ways.
No.
Well, no, because they
No.
can't get the crit. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get a crit. So yeah, if dice go poorly for the aggressors, like that first round of shooting is bad. The aggressors are done.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't like if the K-wings roll nothing on their evades, you're still gonna have another round of force shooting.
Yeah.
And the wardens are PS2 as well.
They're PS2 as well.
So initiative is very important in that lineup, I
Mhm.
think. Yeah. So Ks are going to be a much tougher fight
Mhm.
than the Ys. I would say the Ys probably slightly favor the aggressor, but again, the real matchup is like how does 4 aggressors do versus, say, Paratani versus 4 Y-wings, and that's well, actually no, probably the Ys are better because 8 hull will save you from Fen Rao a heck of a lot better than 3 evade will.
Yeah.
Fen Rao's disgusting.
Now, what's interesting is that if you were doing that matchup and you were able to change your munitions or turrets beforehand, you just load up your missiles on all of them.
Yeah.
Because, Finrao wanted you shoot him at range 3 with all those missiles. It's 4 3-die attacks. He doesn't get his... Well, he can start up thrusters on him, but he doesn't get his range bonus. So...
No, you can't... he doesn't get his range bonus. Okay,
Yeah.
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. At range 1, he'd still get his extra dice, though.
Yes.
I think you still lose that one.
I think you still lose that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting ship. Buy one, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stuff in here.
Especially you have a lot of Imperials that a lot of people have.
I
Just
really
laying around.
I really think sync turrets... I'm probably most looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting on a lot of ships that take turrets.
Yeah.
A lot of ships that
Except for
take
the
turrets.
Ghost. Pretty much any ship that could take a turret that isn't the Ghost could probably find use for this.
Yes.
But the Ghost is, if it's in arc, I'm going to shoot 4 dice at it. Come on.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Or I could re-roll more dice than I have. So that's not going to do you any favors.
I mean, I guess you re-roll them all.
Yeah.
But...
And I don't know, I wasn't super excited about either of the pilots from the Azatec. I mean, they're both okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like both of these pilots. They're both pretty good.
Yeah, they both seem like they'll be fun.
Yeah.
Which is the key of the game.
I really wish they had some access to stress. Because if Double Edge could be your double stress guy, that would...
Yeah.
Honestly, giving Imperials access to double stress would do more to help them in the current meta than literally anything else. Like, it's going to help them a lot more than these couple of TLT ships are.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? No. Yeah. Anyway. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll do the Havoc as soon as they do an article about it.
Yep.
Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.